Alright. Welcome back to Battle of Behemoth Demonhunt, where today we're going to look at Division 2, starting with my own Mercs team. Um, my team can best be described as hybrids. I embrace the Merc fighting spirit. I think Mercs are very good hybrid units. They get good ballistic skill. They can all use bows and shit, which makes them kind of their unique trait. So I want to emphasize that. I feel like Paranoia mods emphasized hybrids as well, and I believe players have said hybrid builds don't work in Mordheim, and I'm like, I beg to differ. I feel like hybrid builds can work. So that's kind of where I went with my team. So they're hybrids of like melee and ranged, magic and armor and tanking. So they're just hybrids in many different ways. So starting with my only leader, we have Duquesne, the captain. So it's funny. I told Paranoia during the mod that he's like, I'm gonna give Rune of Soldiers +3/+3 because no one would take that, and I'm like, actually, I used it even before. So he buffed my one rune. So I have 19 and 19 ballistic skill here. You can't tell me that's not a hybrid, right? So that's Duquesne, the 19 ballistic skill, 19 weapon skill captain. What does he do? So he has combat savvy. I emphasize melee resistance a lot as well. This has been a skill I've never really taken. I want to help Paranoia test things, and I want to expand my gameplay. So here's combat savvy, melee resistance. Adrenaline rush, I've talked about this. Having 10 red pills is always good. You get 5 attacks off. You can just do a lot of different things with it. We have basic order. It's there for the ogre. Orders can always be useful. Maybe use it again. Maybe use it on another hero like this Wolf Priest. But if you can get a kill, you always want to get a kill. So that's basically what that's about. Web of Steel, because he is a parry captain at the end of the day. 135. It's pretty easy to get parry with him. And then Staggering Blow, if he does switch over, he can lower initiative. He's already slow, so it helps to slow people down. I mean, I could have done knee shot, but you'll see I have plenty of knee shots. So we have a melee version. So he starts by shooting, but he can quickly switch over to sword and board. He has good armor. Swift reaction he starts with. Then we've got veteran mastery. I talked about this with Ramones. I feel like it helps him get 15 strength for the armor proficient mastery, and it helps unlock a lot of these things. Help get me these 19, 19, 15, 15 here. Armor proficient mastery, quick reload, and knowledge of Mordheim, so he can get around because he's an archer. So he's a hybrid. I mean, he has quick reload, which is kind of the only range thing he has, to be honest. So that wasn't like a huge investment. And then the rest you could almost consider melee, right? So, yeah. And he does fun things with initiative jumping anyway by switching weapons. I think I was considering ready stance here. There's a big debate in my mind if I take ready stance or staggering blow. So I figured Crimson Shade could be my version of ready stance. I don't know, is that what he has? He might have it. Yeah, Crimson Shade. You could switch out other things. It's going to depend on the warband I'm facing. So that's Duquesne, my hybrid captain. And now we have Snowball and Creamsicle, my Wolf Priest. So only Mercs get Wolf Priest. So we have the Wolf Priest of Ulfric, Snowball. So he's a tank. That's also a mage that does melee damage. So he's literally a hybrid. I mean, he's like a melee fighting mage, which makes him a hybrid right off the gate, which he's always kind of been. So you don't have to stretch your imagination with the Wolf Priest. But this one has Daredevil Mastery. He gets 15 strength, so he's got guard stance and ignore pain, so he gets 75% armor. And he has a lot of HP. Guidance, it's free. Intensity. Heart of the Wolf, leadership test. It's going to be good against all these lures and whatnot. Intimidates. Armor proficient, so he can wear the armor and get around. Hardy, so he has a lot of HP with the armor. Knowledge of Mordheim, getting to move around. And then I wanted to get him a little faster. He's like insanely slow. I mean, maybe I'll pass somebody. When you're 19, what's the point? I mean, this is a free skill. So, and then here's his casting. He increases melee hit chance and damage. Winter's Chill gives me melee resistance. You're going to see a theme of melee resistance throughout my team. Frostbite, do magic damage, reduce strategy points. And then Snow Krings, I took basic. And you'll see why in a second. Creamsicle, he gets guard stance and ignore pain as well. This one gets Adrenaline Rush. I actually kind of was seeing if I could put Adrenaline Rush in there. It kind of annoyed me I didn't have it when the one practice match I did, but I don't know. There wasn't anywhere for it in the build. You could have gotten rid of Knowledge of Mordheim maybe. Remember, this is free. But so I made up for it by giving this guy Adrenaline Rush. He's got Guidance and Threaten still. He's got Armor Proficient, Hardy Mastery, Knowledge of Mordheim. He's got a little more movement, and he got a little more casting. Again, this was free, so. But another heavy armor. He's not a daredevil. And he does Ulrich's Gift, so that's basic. You saw the other one was Mastery, so I can stack 25% hit chance. Another Frostbite to do the damage. This one's basic, Winter Chill, so now we can reduce melee chance, hit chance by 25%. So stack. Snow King's Decree, Mastery, so now that stacks with the basic. And then I literally had 6 skill points just sitting there. I didn't know what to take, so I just took this. The other one caused Fear Tests, which I was worried about. There might be a lot of Serenity builds, even though it helps with melee resistance. I decided to go with this instead, which, because I have some crit in my army, so if I stun units, and then the melee hit chance it also helps with, I figure that's not the worst thing. I'll probably rarely use that though. So there's my 2 Wolf Priests. They increase hit chance, decrease melee hit chance against me, and they're tanks, and they also can do some good damage. And then we have my 2 Warlocks hybrids. So I really wanted to see these builds. This is the other reason I said it last BoB tournament. I'm like, you know, guys, Warlocks make really good melee resist units. And no one took one. I was very sad. So then this was happening again, and no one was taking one. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll take it. So here's Snuggles, the hero Warlock. He has concentration he starts with, Mastery defensive stance, Feint, which gives 10% melee resistance for 2 turns. Careful Approach, gives you range resistance for 2 turns. Threaten, if you're a melee resistance tank, you want things to attack you and waste their red pills. Shield Specialist for melee resistance, Awareness for melee resistance, Arcane Study for spell points. It's not that expensive, it's only 2 skill points to get 6 mastery, or 6 spell points. Concealment, I went back and forth. I decided to take the passive version that's always there. You saw this on Gold Purifier, I believe. And then Resist Magic, because once you have melee resistance covered, you got to start worrying about magic and range. So I wanted him to have some decent numbers there. It's not actually 50%, it's 88%. So, yeah, there he is. But if you're going to be a caster right away, you may as well start casting some spells without blowing yourself up, right? So he's got 5 mastery spells because he took the study. So you have Mastery, Scavenger's Curse. This is like a ranged knee shot or something. If you do this on someone that's going to pick up loot, then that's really going to help as well with being able to hit them. Then Dread of Aramar. Like, literally no one's ever taken this. And I'm like, guys, it's pretty good now. We got to reward Paranoia for his work. So this reduces melee hit chance by 20% for 3 turns. And it can remove those offensive points that sisters love reloading and things like that. And you have an 80% chance to break stances. So that's pretty good. Blinding Light, this is to work with Aramar. So right here you got 30% melee hit resistance. And also affects casting chance, which I think is nice. And affects, hopefully we're breaking stances with Aramar, but so if you see this, we got 30% from Aramar, Blinding Light. Then you can also, you can only take one of these guys, but you could take the Winter's Chill, which gives you another 15. And then you saw combat savvy and feint, right? I mean, you get the point. I've really invested in some melee resistance. Dispel I talked about with Ramon. I think he had it. Uh, so Crowley had some really tanky zombies. So you know how to remove some tanky zombies? You throw Dispel on them, and then they're wearing paper armor again. There goes 55% armor immediately dispelled. Conversely, cults, you know, you got all these like buffs they're trying to use. Veil of Corruption, I think it would remove that. I don't know why it wouldn't. Unless that's like an AoE. It's something we have to test, so. And then Lightning Strike, so this guy's never going to do any damage. With melee, that's always been a problem with melee resistance builds, so you know what does do damage? Some Lightning Strikes. So. But he's mostly going to be buffing anyway, and I want to get this guy on the most dangerous units out there. Then we got a slightly different version. Vulpus. Similar, but slightly different. Concentration, defensive stance, feint, threaten, swift jump. So yeah, he had careful approach, so that's already a little different. Shield specialist mastery, awareness mastery. I had to use veteran, I think, to get to some break points. I think it was for serenity here. So he's my undead cult kind of build. He is a, I like foxes though. I'm sorry. What is the term for Latin term for weasels? And then he's got resist magic mastery. I don't think the other guy did. He had study instead, so he has some more magic resistance. So again, it's not actually 49, it's 88. And he has similar magic. Actually, he doesn't have similar magic. He's relying more on serenity. Honestly, I may have fucked up with some of these picks, but I do want to worry about armor warbands, so I don't really have a lot of armor breaking, so this is one of my armor breaking options. This is for the Daredevil Wolf, and that's really about it. It can also help with movement range reduced by 2 meters, kind of. You feel that, so. And then, of course, Lightning Strike. I mean, I probably should have taken maybe, I don't know. We have one with these, so. The Warlock has a lot of good spells. I wanted to have different options with the spells. You could always take both, of course, too. But yeah, I'll probably use this one a lot more than this one, but we'll see. We'll try him against units like the Undead. I'll probably take that one. This guy seems perfectly built for Crowley, since Crowley has all that armor. Though he doesn't have Dispel, so I don't know. Maybe we'll take both. We'll figure it out. And then Gutter Snipe. I wasn't planning on taking a marksman. We had some fun practice tests with gold, and he had this sniper build. I hadn't really realized the buff that happened to sniper. I think it's one of the more recent mods updates. So sniper shot is alive and well. So plus 40% to hit chance and critical hit chance. The big thing is like the hit chance. It's like a really good bullseye. You can see there's a lot of range resistance out there now, but it's also nice to have the crit. And the longbow and carnage rune have been improved, so he gets plus 120% damage on the crit. Plus he has 18 accuracy, which gives increased critical hit damage by another 1% per point. So, and then I think he has deep wounds. So that's 100. That's 180%. So basically 200% extra damage when he crits. And you get max weapon damage, and the longbow's been given a really big weapon damage spread. So he goes to 38 damage. Bypass all the armor, 200% of that. It does 150 damage, basically, on a crit. So the reason I like this guy over the smuggler is he gets to do it 3 times. The smuggler has gunpowder weapons, and that's kind of fucking her over. But he can get to 12 OP. So you just use introspection and adrenaline rush. He gains 3 more, that's 12. So that's costing me some strategy points, but I am a merc, so I get hunter, which has a very good chance of refunding strategy points. And you're only firing 3 times, so the reload's not costing much either. But you do have to take the quick reload still, I think. This guy has plenty of blue pills to do the sniper shots, introspection, and adrenaline rush. So he fires 3 sniper shots. He has ready stance if he wants to do 2 turns in a row. Knee shot, so these mess with initiative, which you've seen in a lot of other warbands. If he starts missing, you know, he'll start hitting for sure because of his chain shot. Lad's got talent, obviously. And then we talked about these 3. That said, look, I don't have to sniper shot you. I can just shoot you 6 times. I will start to kind of run up against the quick reload penalty. But like quick reload and hunter should give me enough blue pills to maybe just shoot you 6 times too. So there's been some debate about how good sniper shot is. I mean, I can do 450 damage if I land all 3 of them. I'm never going to land all 3 of them most times. The odds are you won't. But if you do, it hurts. So that said, no one blinks an eye when someone's melee character fucks you up for 400 to 500 damage. So I don't see the issue if a ranged character's actually kind of good now. So that's gutter snipe, my crit archer. He only gets 63% because I put so much into carnage. Obviously, I can switch out to something with better crit chance. What are there? Pistols? You could like pistols of havoc, but then you're losing a lot of that bonus damage when you crit. Something I'll have to play around with. And then last but not least, Fluffykins, the ogre, my one and only ogre, and I have to give credit to Paranoia for this build. Kind of inspired me from the first BoB tournament, and I think I just doubled down on what he was trying to do. I took it to the extreme. Because you've seen these guys cast magic or melee resistance stuff. All 4 of these guys. Well, this guy didn't, I don't think. But the blinding lights and stuff, combat savvies, and with the change of swords giving melee resistance, I went all in on melee resistance on my ogre. Now you can see 58% is actually kind of trash, and it's not the greatest starting melee resistance. But this is a man with 688 HP, and he builds up the melee resistance. Well, how does he do that? I took Ignore Pain, Mastery, and Guard Stance, so he gets 70% armor with 680 HP, and it's combined with Anticipation. So every time you hit this man, he gains 6% melee resistance for 3 turns. So in theory, you're just hitting him for maybe, hopefully not that much. I mean, some of these builds are going to hit him for a lot. But if you're hitting him, you're just really building up his melee resistance over time. And then he switches to defensive stance. This gives him 20%. So that's 78% if I just go right into that. So I have to decide, for me, the decision is, do I get 70% armor? I mean, I'll use Ignore Pain every time. But do you get the armor up or do you get the melee resistance up? What's going to be the better choice? Adrenaline Rush to get 5 attacks. Threaten, because I want you to, I'll have high melee resistance, or I'll want you to hit me and start triggering my melee resistance with Anticipation. And I took Hardy, so he can live long enough for melee resistance to trigger. Awareness, give me melee resistance. Anticipation, we just talked about, and then some resist magic. So there's ways to probably counter this guy, but we'll see. I don't know. He doesn't do a lot of damage at all. That's the one catch. I've never really made a tanky impressive, but I figure he lives long enough to chip away opponents, and that's what he's supposed to do. I honestly think there's a maiden version of this that will do a much better job. No one made it, but the maiden can have shields, and she has heals, so you can get her and she has heavy armor. Like, you can get her to kind of a silly point in melee resistance, heal her up, and then like unleash her, you know? I don't know. So this is the ogre version. And then we have more hybrids. Boots. Again, I really like soldiers. I don't see the point of accuracy in these guys at all. I really don't get it. They're never really gonna crit. So you put everything. You can get max weapon skill and max ballistic skill. So not the best hit chance, but I mean it's something. So he has combat savvy to go with the mastery, adrenaline rush, 6 red pills, web of steel. He'll still be a decent parry guy. Ready stance for initiative stuff. That was free. Armor proficient, knowledge of Mordheim, quick reload, hardy. So really the only investment into what you would call a hybrid is quick reload. I mean, it only costs 2 skill points. But yeah, it gives me the option to shoot at you. So really they're melee units that shoot. Adrenaline rush, this one has insult to help me hit you. Web of steel, ready stance again. Armor proficient, knowledge, Mordheim, reload, and hardy. So it's very similar. I think you can see the only difference there is insult, combat savvy. Help me avoid being hit, help me hit you. And this one's more of an archer. This one's embraced more of the archer role. He's actually at 16 ballistic skill. I gave him the book for weapon skill, so he's got 16 and 19. Adrenaline rush, exploit positioning, so help me to hit you again. And then he's got hand shot, so I'm going down this melee resistance path, so why not take some hand shots too. Knee shot, that's kind of the reverse of ready stance. And it's going to work with Scavenger's Curse. Swift jump, armor proficient, knowledge Mordheim, quick reload, hardy. These were the same every time. I just made this guy a bit more of an archer. He's got 2 archer actives, right? And then we actually have archers. We got Bumble Honey, because he looks like a bumblebee. I've made this build for years in Mordheim. It's never changed. Introspection, adrenaline rush, knowledge Mordheim, quick reload. Like every archer ever has this. It gives you 7 red pills. So now he gets Hunter. If it goes off, it's great. I mean, it should every now and again. And it just gives him all the extra blue pills to do things. In the old, before this, I used to make that hardy, so it's not like a big loss to take Hunter instead. This is free, helps me with the climb chance, and then he has hand shot, knee shot, I believe like the other guy. So they kind of replace each other. I want to take both of them, because he also has exploit positioning. So I'd either take Mittens or Bumble Honey. And then I'm pretty proud of this last build. I don't know. He's out there. This is Rouge. I think it's a Rouge. I need new names. I guess I can't change them now. Because he's red. So this is this is my archer that's actually a melee unit. So doubling down on the theme here. We have defensive stance, feint, hand shot. So these all affect your chance to hit him. Adrenaline rush. Entrenched is free, so why not? He has decent dodge actually. This allows me to go into a dodge stance. Quick reload, he's an archer. Knowledge of Mordheim to get around. But then he's got awareness and shield specialist. So, yeah. You know, marksmen get good agility and decent alertness, so I figure why the fuck not try it. So if he actually puts on his gear, this is similar to what you saw a lot of other people have. Yeah, he's not very brave, I know. And I think that's even a pendant of courage on, yeah. Yeah, I know. There's a reason he's my 5th henchman. I don't know if I'll bring him much. But you don't know if you don't try. But if this guy, I mean, with 68% and all the other magics and stuff I'm bringing, he could be a fucking pain in your ass. So. We'll see. The thing about lure is if this is a wall here and your unit's here and I smush myself against the wall, you're never going to lure him, right? So lure only works if I have a disengage path. So if you're not, and if you just let him shoot you, he'll be happy to shoot you too. So, because this one actually has decent ballistic skill. Anyway, that is my team. You got mages that want to get into combat right here. You got archers that want to get into combat. You got warriors that want to shoot you. And of course, this guy's a true hybrid. He's happy either way. Um, so that's the army of kittens, and then this ogre that will do no damage. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have a feeling I might switch him out. We'll see, though. He could take some axes of perforation, maybe. Seeing some of these builds out there with all this armor, it's going to be like 30 damage a pop. It's going to be like a 3-hour match. So that's my Mark team. They performed well to a frustrating point for a lot of players, I feel. It's not fun to have a 1% hit chance. I think we did Crowley, didn't I? Did I do Crowley out of order? Why did I do Crowley? I meant to do Quist, guys. I kind of fucked up. Didn't I skip Quist? Wow, I did. I did Crowley, and he's in our division, so I apologize. Quist is actually... Quist is in Division 1, guys. I'm apologizing. Because now you guys are going to be confused. Tournament's correct. They both had undead. When I post them up to YouTube, I'll individually pull out each warband. That's why I sound psychotic and introduce myself every time. Alright, hello and welcome back to BoB Demonhunt, where we're looking at Quist's Undead Warband. I believe... yeah, sorry, Crowley. I believe Quist took Undead last tournament as well, so he's taking what he learned from the first Paranoia Mod BoB tournament and applying it to this warband. So we'll see how he does this time. We have Brains. Their team. So we've got Schopenhauer, the leader vampire. Heavy armored. He's got Mastery Death Stench for melee resistance bypass to use on my ogre. Insult Mastery to use on my ogre. Adrenaline Rush Mastery gives him that awkward 11 OP now. And I don't see a skilled attack, so maybe he's counting on attacking and then using Web of Steel. Mastery Exhaustion and Web of Steel. So if you get a parry, you'll have one leftover pill to counter with. Armor Proficient Basic, so vampires start with a bit more movement anyway. Knowledge of Mordheim, they have 7 base movement, so he ends up back at 7. Body Reconstruction and Tracker to make him a little faster. Pretty straightforward basic leader. You notice this one doesn't have order. A lot of them have been having order, so... he's just a tank and spank. But we do have a backup leader, so let's actually look at him. This is Hegel, Necromancer leader. I think Crowley had one of these. So we got Mastered Web of Steel with a parry staff. Not bad. I think those gained parry in the mod, didn't they? Yeah. Interesting. Cool. Adrenaline Rush Mastery again, and Exhaustion Mastery again, and Insult Mastery again. This one has order, though. So he had to take Born Leader Mastery. He wants to bypass you, so he wants to cast. It's likely the Life Stealer. This helps with picking up the Ward Stone, so... plus this is a tournament where Ward Stones matter, so... makes it easier to cast. And then embed Ward Stone. Gives him better... debuffs when he takes them. Well, no. It helps him avoid debuffs and gives you better buffs. So this guy can pick up stone. And what does he have? He has Rotten Touch. He went full in on. Okay. And and Heart Failure. That has a magic resistance. This absolutely wrecked me last time. It still has bugs in it too. It's really weird. Like literally any action. Just ignore athletic and just like when performing literally any action, you have a 50 chance. Like consume a potion, 50% chance. Like it was If you have heart failure on you, just like attack. Just don't even do anything. Oh, did you use combat savvy? You lost all your pills. So heart failure, man. It should just say literally any action. Call of Van Hell for buffing his zombies and stuff, and then Spell of Doom. This is weird and buggy too. I don't think we've fixed it. It has some weird like curse chance things going on. I think doesn't it? Paranoia. I don't know if he's still here. Anyway, and then he's got two other necromancers, so he's gone all in on the necromancers. This is Heidegger. Basic adrenaline rush. Mastery, exhaustion again. Web of Steel, basic this time. Staggering blow. He's kind of fast, so interesting. I assume he has a single hand. Yeah, that's gonna be a little rough on the parry weapon. The warp attunement. Armor proficient, knowledge Mordheim, channeling to do more damage, and then bypass. So at least probably got the rotten touch again. No, he's got basic rotten touch, but this one has life stealer. Then he's got the corpse flesh and Van Hell. I would assume the other one's got basic and that one's mastered. And then the spell of doom. So this guy does a lot of casting damage. Let's see what he has. Let's go right to it. Yeah, so exactly. He flipped them. So you can stack them on your zombies. And this one has mastery, rotten touch. Alright, I was going to say, Crowley's had the quick reload, so if they go mind numb, and here this one does. So, Mastery, Adrenaline Rush, Mastery Exhaustion, Nerve Shot. So those people with all the stances out there, this guy might just break them. This guy helps with the Insult, so he'll be able to hit me a little more. He's got some good melee resistance bypass. And Entrenched, probably because it was free, so why not, right? Quick Reload, Mastery, and Bad Wordstones, and Wordstone Corruption. Resist corruption, so you can pick them up. And then quick recovery is free, so he probably just took it. So those are his magic casters. So he's got the mix of ranged and magic damage, just a basic leader. And he's also got these guys probably do some magic damage. He's invested in magic a lot, so. Oh, you fixed those bugs? Okay, good, Paranoid. Thank you. Adrenaline Rush basic. Exhaustion Mastery. He has a lot of movement. Ritual Scorn. Okay, so he wants the buff. You don't really see. I'm really curious what this looks like. I hope he breakdances, but I guess he doesn't. I've literally never seen this used. But increases your melee critical hit chance. I haven't seen a single crit build yet, so something tells me maybe his Crypt Horror does crits. Blood Offering. Well, he does crits. There you go. Oh, that is self. 9% though. I don't know what's going on. Web of Steel. Good parry chance. Favorite he starts with. He doesn't want to stun himself. In casting, he's crit resistant. He can percept. These are free, I think, so he took those. Boon of Ruin he could use for melee bypass if he wanted it. Idol of Lust we saw on the other one. This is to reduce more crit resistance, so interesting. Idol of Change for spell casting and magic resistance, and then Blood. Ugh, this is why it pains me to let Doomweavers be with the Necromancers and the Undead, but everyone's going to have Idol of Blood everywhere. What can you do? Kant, Immanuel Kant. I guess he's a bunch of philosophers I've just figured out. Drill and Rush, Mastery, Exhaustion, Mastery, Scorn again. This one's a dodger, so he's got Sidestep, Threaten. He took the Study. Again, Stun Resistance, 6 cents. And this time Hatred, so he wants to do magic damage. So yeah, he's got Burning Blood. Idol of Lust, it reduces your stun and crit again. I was thinking of no change in blood. I was thinking he took Pestilence. I like Pestilence. No one's taking Pestilence. And then one random ghoul. Let's go to the ghoul. The only ghoul in our tournament. Poor little guy. Goodell. He's got Adrenaline Rush, basic for the 6. Exhaustion. Jaw Strike. Staggering Blow. So you can do the Adrenaline Rush and do 2 of these. Frenzy. Interesting. Hard hitter. This is why I like ghouls, man. Like if you're doing a crit resistance, like there you go. That takes dodge, and staggering blow, initiative manipulation. I mean, I really think Disease Carrier is a great fucking passive. It's a good skill. Body Reconstruction, Knowledge of Mordheim, Blitz, and was free. Hardy, increases wounds. And these guys, you don't have to babysit with Necromancers, you know? It opens up your hero slots. These guys are tied to these guys. It really reduces your... that's enough about my opinion, but whatever. Opinions are like assholes. Wittgenstein, Adrenaline Rush, Defensive Stance. Look at that, 65. Not as good as my Archer. Jaw Strike, Feint. Go with the Defensive Stance. Threaten. If you're melee resist, you want them to attack you. So there is the melee resist. Nimble to go slower. And Anticipation. So if he's tanked up with Corpse Flesh and the Call of Van Hell, then he knows he's going to be able to take a lot of hits and proc a lot of Anticipation. Again, a simple Dispel will remove all that. Or the thing that you love seeing is these people do all that and then they walk into their idol to change. It always cracks me up. They walk right through it and there goes all their buffs. I promise you're going to see that. I'm not saying Quist is. I'm just, you see it a lot. You see it with the cult. They do all these buffs and then walk through their own idol. It's hilarious. Frenzy, this is the offensive version. Adrenaline Rush, Exhaustion, Stagger Blow, Threaten, Find the Breach, which is not bad. I mean, look at that. That's definitely been buffed. It was basically unused in vanilla, so. It's like Swarm, but for undead. It's a twist on Swarm. Knowledge Mordheim and Bull Charge. So he's a bit more of an offensive build. Karl Marx. Ingalls. Frenzy, Adrenaline Rush, Staggering Blow. This looks the same. Is he the same? Yeah, he's exactly the same. Getting tired. Adrenaline Rush, Defensive Stance. This one has Death Stench, Jaw Strike, Nimble, Awareness, Anticipation. So he's like... So there's two build versions, so... This one has Death Stench versus Feint. So you'll see these if he feels like he wants a melee resistance team, and these if... Like, he wouldn't want to use these against the cult, right? So he might use these against the cult. Because these guys have all that armor bypass and stuff, but maybe the melee resistance will keep you alive a little longer. You know, I don't know. So, yeah, that's Quist's undead team. I think I went over everything. Basic and Mastery. I don't think itself it stacks, no. But Basic and Mastery would. It's not stackable, but it's 25% melee resist bypass. I gotta watch out for that, huh? So I apologize again. That was supposed to be Crowley, but I did them wrong. I did Quist in Crowley's place. So Quist is actually in Division 1. I know, right? Can't you guys dress your dolls up a bit? They're all gray looking. Sassy Assassin, Pew Pew Dig, and Chris. It's our latest and final member to join. Saved us here, Pew Pew, or Sassy. Oh, thanks, man. I told you I'm fucking tired. Thank you. Okay, Quists. This is like, how do the people do this all day? Holy shit, they must just chug the energy drinks. I think they do. I don't know how people have desk jobs. Fuck. Alright, thank you. We're gonna look at the most important unit, Bakunin. Scott Bakula. I should have done him before the henchman, but... Alright, Adrenaline Rush, Mastery. Frenzy Mastery, Exhaustion Basic, Meditation Basic. So there's some movement form or whatever he wants to do. Vital Strike. So we were wondering if there's a crit build. I even predicted that with the Doomweaver. So that's 70% crit chance even for the buffs. So, oof. Veteran Mastery, Deep Wounds. He will hurt if he does them. Underdog, better not put too many units against him, or he'll go up to, what is that? 90%, 100% crit chance with the Doomweavers. I thought we'd see more crit builds in this tournament. Well, there we go. That gets him to 100 right there. If you give him Underdog. Feed this guy your henchman, because he's coming for them. And he doesn't even have crit weapons on. So these will probably be like, you could have Havoc weapons, Hammers of Havoc. Like, how does that not, or Carnage hammers? I think that's what's gonna happen. You might see Havoc though. So yeah, extremely crit heavy build. So you got to make sure he's not gonna have the best hit chance though. So that's why it makes sense why those other guys all had like Insult and Death Stench and stuff. But this guy walks out the door with 100% crit hit chance. Same time, keep in mind it's costing him red pills, right? If you're doing Vital Strikes, you can only do 3 of them, and then a regular attack with Adrenaline Rush. If you've crit stunned your unit though, you probably don't have to Vital Strike anymore. You can just start bashing his fucking skull in, because when you're stunned, you have plus 20% crit chance against you. So yeah, once he attacks once, that's 40%. That's 80%. If you give him Underdog, that's 100%. This guy can give him another 10%. Holy shit. Again, it begs the question, why are there not more ghouls on his team? Like, this will strip off anybody's critical resistance. I don't know. I know it's 1 out of 3 chance, but I'd have doubled down a bit more on ghouls. Alright, I do have to pee now too. So I'll be right back. Alright. And welcome back to BoB Demonhunt, where we're looking at Sassy Assassin's Cult Warband, the Undivided Dismembers. So Sassy, a veteran PvPer. Look, he dressed his dolls in pretty colors. At least the heads. Coming back to us here, playing the Cult Warband, one of our 3 cult members. He's got his single leader, Herschel the Heretic. Magister, he can make a really kind of decent melee resist build too. It looks like he's got a little bit of that going on. He's got Order Mastery, Exhaustion Mastery, Basic Adrenaline Rush, Battle Plan, recharges Imp. He could spend this if he wants. It's probably going to be something like Swift Jump or something. Battle Tongue to make the order cheaper. Resilient, so he doesn't get crit. It's a decent crit. Resistance, Knowledge of Mordheim to get around town. And then Tracker to probably set up his initiative ladder the way he likes it. Curious what he is now. Okay, he's faster than him to get... you can get Weapons of Destruction on him, but then you'll have to delay to do Battle Plan. Let's actually do this. My favorite units in the game, Possessed. He's got 2 of them. My boys. I miss my boys. Max, the Axeman. Okay. He has 2 axes. So he's got an extra limb axe and executioner. So he really wants to bypass your armor. Wait, he's literally got 3 axes. I'm sorry. He took all 3. What did it take to roll that? My man. Holy shit. 12%, 12%, 10%, 24, 34%, plus plus Weapons of Destruction. Plus he's probably got perforation rooms for fuck's sake. Okay, he doesn't. He's got speed. So, can we just call him the can opener? Alright. Exhaustion Mastery. Adrenaline Rush. Frenzy Mastery. Insult. Daredevil. So you can take that or leave it. When it's only basic, you know, it's not the end of the world if you don't proc it. And it falls off faster if, because it's only 2 turns versus 3. But 50% is still pretty good. So, again, anybody can hit these guys. He'll have 1% melee resistance if he takes that. Weak spot, because he does want to go a bit down on the Daredevil. He did have the speed bracers. Knowledge of Mordheim, basic, resilient basic, and hardy basic. So this guy can fuck up armor beyond belief. The 2-armed tickler. Oh my god. What? I figured, I was like, oh my god, he made a dodge build. Interesting. So this guy can attack 5 times now with a 1-arm build. Pretty interesting. Look at that damage. That's pretty hefty 1-arm damage. So you can get the dude's arm ripped off, and it actually kind of makes the Possessed a little different. I mean, that's exactly what he's done here, and that's pretty cool to see. I was initially going to say no injuries on units, but I'm like, fuck it. If you want to go that far, this guy's been through it, it looks like. This is one of his original Prime members. So he's got the Crusher, 30% critical hit chance, the Eye, so crit resistance and initiative, and then the extra limb blade. So more crit. So he's kind of a crit build. Let's see if he has Blood Offering. Master Exhaustion, Adrenaline Rush, there's the Blood Offering. So that's going to put it up to 40%. Insult, and then he can lure you. Then he's got Fatality, so that's 55%. Wait, 45%. Swift Counter. Is he a counter build? He doesn't even have a stance. I don't understand that in any way. Hardy and then Deep Wounds. So if he does crit, I don't understand that. Must be something I'm missing. This is clearly like a vanilla build he had, though. You brought over. Okay. And then we've got Lancel Lovelong, the Doomweaver. Yeah, that's probably the crit crit one. Master Exhaustion, Drill Suffering. This is a weird one. It doesn't act like armor. I think the way it works is it takes away like 40% of your bonus damage. So something like Frenzy. It'll take off the Frenzy. So it's kind of a harsh penalty. But if you have the Idol of Blood, you can make that lost HP back. So interesting. You don't really see your Ritual of Suffering. I think this is the first time I've ever seen it. Ritual Scorn we've seen. That's going to make him more of a crit build. Insult. Mastery Sidestep. Yeah, I guess that's what you do. So if you leave 2 OP, you counter and then hope it keeps proccing. Yeah. What if the person never attacks you, though? I don't know. Resilience, Knowledge of Mordheim, Study, and Hardy. So, Boon of Ruin, Idol of Lust, we've seen a lot of. That's again for the crit. I forgot about that one. Some of the other builds had it, so that doubles down on the crit chance. I think Quist had that, right? Idle Blood for healing, Burning Blood for doing damage, and Change for casting and magic resistance. So we're going to see 2 Possessed and maybe the Doomweaver. So that's exciting to be able to... I imagine you'll see the Axeman a lot. He's got 2 Imps. Really cool. I think this is the first one we've seen 2 Imps. And so we're on them. We got Big Nurgling, the green one. So he's a Nurgle build. He's got Extra Limb Mace, Smasher, and Crusher. So he hit 44. Okay, so he's got 3 arms as well, right? Where's the mace arm? Oh, it's right there. 1, 2, 3. So he's gone on the 3 arm train. 44%. Without even... And then he doesn't have Blood Offering. That makes me sad. Mastery Exhaustion. He does have Vital Strike, so that's 84%. There are so many more crit builds in this than the last tournament. Mastery Insults, Knowledge of Mordheim, Fatality. So that's 55. Now we're at 54, 94%, plus that scoring and stuff. Swift Counter, again, I guess he'll end with the stance. If you're going to do that, though, no offense, but why don't you just take the one passive? That's really good now. It gives you 80% chance to give you back 5 OP. I would think he would have taken that. I don't know. And then Veteran. Chaotic Advantage, right? I guess because you have to enter a stance. So by the way, if you just do a nerve shot, you totally stop Chaotic Advantage from ever triggering. No one's taking Chaotic Advantage though, have they? But yeah, nerve shot just instantly stops that. Maybe people realize that. You can always take a dodge or a parry stance for free. Well, they can't parry, but you can always just dodge, even if you don't expect to actually dodge. But yeah, nerve shot's the instant counter to that. That said, I don't have a nerve shot archer. Someone did. Someone did. 2 Sad Faces, Executioner, Wordstone Horns, and Slicer. So is he a melee resist build? Exhaustion Mastery, Adrenaline Rush, Frenzy, Anticipation, yeah. It's kind of a play on my Ogre here. That Wordstone Horns gets kind of out of control. This is like the better version of my Ogre, because it gives 4, and so you get 10% melee resistance each time he gets hit. I'm surprised he didn't take 1,000 Eyes though, and defensive stance. I mean, I said the Maiden, but you can also make an insanely defensive cult version, especially considering they get Blood Offering, which is just kind of insane. So you can make a absolutely insane melee resist spawn. 735 HP. Holy shit, that's the most. He went full 25. Hardy, so that is the idea, is let this guy get hit a bunch and put him in a blood totem and let him heal back. So watch out, guys. You better take this guy down fast or you won't be able to. Swift Counter and Veteran. So that's how this build works. Pretty cool. So I approve. It's kind of like my Ogre. Except he doesn't have swords or defensive stance or... I mean, you could see where he could have really gone to town on that. But Cult has less skill points to use at the same time too, so instead of skilled Swift Counter, he could have taken Awareness, and that would have been 49%. 1,000 Eyes would have been 59%. He's already higher than my Ogre. My Ogre was 58% with swords. So interesting. Maybe he can If he doesn't like this one, he can re-roll one more like that. But yeah, since he's a spawn, it has the best damage. But this one had frenzy, and he can get weapons of destruction, so he can get more damage than my ogre would too. Plus he's got parry bypass. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. They're probably just he doesn't need any of the movement ones, right? Like that doesn't matter. These don't matter. I can't blame him. I guess you could take those, right? If you want, like, who cares? Take them. I would take them. Threaten and because you want people to swing at you. But yeah, I don't know. Then we'll look at his henchmen. We got Percy Pox, Insult, Sidestep, another dodge. Fucking Dark Soul. Feint. Oh, he's got layered dodge and melee resistance. So we've seen a few of these. Adrenaline Rush, Exhaustion, Resilient, Knowledge Mordheim, Avoid, and Tracker. Angry Andy, Adrenaline Rush, Exhaustion, Lure, Web of Steel, Jaw Strike, Veteran, Armor Proficient, Knowledge Mordheim, Resilient, more of your basic armor tank. I feel like these guys do better in the meta nowadays. Everyone's so used to killing like tanky armored henchmen. Adrenaline Rush, Exhaustion, Web of Steel, Insult, Attracting Lure, Veteran, Armor Proficient, Knowledge Mordheim, Resilient, Mr. Furious. Adrenaline Rush, Exhaustion, Web of Steel, Jaw Strike, Insult, Veteran, Knowledge Mordheim, Hardy, Resilient. I think he took the same passives on like all of them. Kinda. Oh, this one took Avoid. That one's a little different too. Grunch, Hunter Gill, Adrenaline Rush, Headshot. That would help with the crits. Knee Shot, Crippling Shot to lose OP. Stimulus for initiative tricks. Reload, Knowledge Mordheim, Trick Shooter, Veteran. So interesting. Cult, man, they're tough. Say hi.
Hi. I like that team because that
Yeah, it had. Yeah, it did.
I think that team is supposed to have two of them.
Yeah.
Like the two same people.
You want to see another Cult Warband?
Yeah.
Did I miss one again? No, I did the Doomweaver.
What did you say?
Didn't I do the Doomweaver? Am I starting to like confuse because everybody's got a Doomweaver? Maybe I didn't. Everyone's got a Doomweaver. Like literally. Maybe I'm thinking of Quists. I don't know. It's gonna have some crit thing. Didn't it have crit and like totem?
No.
Maybe I skipped it. I am tired. No, we did Lancel Lovelong. Yeah, we went over him. We definitely went over him.
I like this team, Dad.
Yeah, he likes it.
I like it. I wanted to see.
I talked about how I hadn't seen that 40% damage reduction. There's going to be a lot of Idol of Bloods out there, guys.
No, they won't.
I think we told Paranoia needed nerfed last tournament, but he never did. Like, it should be like maybe 40 healing per thing. Like 60 whatever is absolutely bonkers. I guarantee he's got an Isle of Blood. I mean, this 64 is just too much, man. 32 would be great. Like 64 is just too much. Anyway.
Too much of what? Too much of what?
Too much of a good thing. Alright, we got two imps again. Yeah.
Where are they? Let's check them out.
All right, we will.
Want to see their whole body.
Okay. You gotta sit back. Welcome back to BoB Demonhunt, where next we're looking at the Joyful Congregation, new PvP member and avid fan of the mod, Pew Pew. Welcome to the tournament, Pew. So we're going to start with his only leader, the Magister. Shockingly, no possessed leaders in the tournament. I know. This is the Reverend.
I like him.
He likes my son approves. He's got Order Mastery to go with Battle Tongue Mastery. Exhaustion Mastery, Ready Stance, so he can order you twice and kill you. Exploit Positioning, so he can hit you. Guidance is free. Knowledge of Mordheim to get around. Tracker, get initiative stuff. And Acrobatics, so he's better at running away from you bravely. And his spells, Weapons of Destruction, Mastery of course, Boon of Chaos. I'm happy to see that. I really like this. It really helps with your dodge bypass, damage, a lot of different things. And Initiative. This can give you, if this triggers alertness, you know, you're gaining 8 initiative. That's stackable. Like, that's pretty good. Veil of Corruption we saw, Rudelberts. That's mostly for melee resistance bypass. And then Chains of Chaos. That's as good as the basic, but it loses the offensive skills and only lasts 2 turns, so you're going to have to reapply it. So, and then mutants seem popular. I don't even know if we saw a Marauder. I think we had one Marauder, which makes me sad. But here's King of Hearts. He's got a crown, so he's a king, right? This guy's green and orange. It's not all brown. This one's heavy armored mutant. The only heavy armored hero for the cult, unless you do a Dark Soul. Again, armor break. He gets good accuracy. He makes a good crit build. So armor break mastery to go on top of the weapons of destruction. Blood offering. Now you're at 30% crit. Pick up a stone. You're at 40%. Web of steel to go with the armor. Insult. Jaw strike. Armor proficient, knowledge Mordheim, chaotic advantage, and resilient. I believe I talked to Pew about this build, and I do approve. It's a very strong build here. Clawfoot, slicer for hit chance, and crown of bones, armor and stun. So that's a cool little guy. He's kind of like a hero killer. I was talking to him about 40% crit chance is good. You're never going to crit an impressive, but you can definitely wreck henchmen and heroes with it. And then the chaotic advantage plus adrenaline. Oh, he doesn't have adrenaline, but that can give you 14 OP. Plus he can be ordered, you know, he does a lot of different cool things. Here's your archer version. Horns, soul, clawfoot. He's got adrenaline rush to get the 10 red pills. Headshot mastery. So he wants to stun you to help with his... See, that helps with the crits back here. That's 20% more crit chance if you stun somebody. Swift jump is free, intensity is free, guidance is free. Veteran gets to unlock some breakpoints, maybe the toughness. Quick reload mastery, trick shooter, so he lands those headshots, and then break defenses. So yeah, it's going to help with his guys to be able to hit. So if you don't want to do a headshot, you can land that 5 times, and you've reduced my poor ogre's melee resistance by 30%. So that's perfect against my ogre, so I will be sure to hunt down the Blessed One.
What about him?
And then we've got this Griniary. Mastery Exhaustion, Ritual of Defiance. This is range resistance. We've seen every ritual on the Doomweavers now. Congratulations, Paranoia, on making those feasible. But this guy will be stuck in the back lines once he does this ritual. Ritual Suffering again. Exploit Positioning, more melee resistance bypass, Swift Jump, Knowledge Mordheim, Force of Will, so he doesn't stun himself when he casts 1,000 times. He wants to curse himself because he wants to stun you, and he's really good at running away as well. Idol of Blood for healing, Idol of Change, and oh, here it is. I actually like Idol of Pestilence as well. This takes away, for example, 20% dodge chance, or it takes away, you know, 4% crit chance. It does a lot of different good things. I feel like it's going to help with the terror rolls. It just does a lot of things. So if you do a lure, it's going to help with lures. So this combined with the, I'm happy to see this combination. The Boon of Chaos can do a lot of good things for you. So we got to watch out. Pew Pew has a good team here for a new PvP guy. So they both have 607. They're both a little squishy. Let's start with Saint Exquisitine. Vital Strike, okay, we're at 83%, 93% Blood Offering, Insult, Lure, Hardy, that's even with Hardy. Chaotic Advantage, recharge those. Swift Counter as well. Let's go with the Chaotic Advantage. So okay, I see what you're doing. That's interesting. So you enter the dodge, and then you keep using those red pills over and over and over and over. I was trying to figure out why that guy kept countering me. Now I know. I was like, this guy should have been out of red pills, but he wasn't because of swift counter. Zinch warding. So he's prone to ranged. If you want to kill him, shoot him. But that's why he took. That's definitely why he took Ritual of Defiance. So he's got a ways around that. I'm really curious now. Is it Bugman's? Greta's. Oh, that is an ally, so you can put Greta on somebody too. But it really nerfs your initiative. Okay. So there's ways to get range. I might have to consider that with my ogre. Okay. So that's Exquisitine. Now I got 2 more to go, buddy. And then we got the Bringer of Gifts. This is the damage dealer. He is terrifying, yeah. Yeah.
He has so many horns.
Yeah. It's cool.
What if he had so many horns?
He's gotta go to the dentist.
He does.
He does. Yeah. So many horns. Daredevil, Insult, Blood Offering, Lure, Weak Spot for the Daredevil, Chaotic Advantage, Hardy, and Zinch Warding. So this guy, he's going to benefit a lot from the Idol. So this guy works well with the Idol of Pestilence and the Boon of Chaos to get even more of that dodge bypass. So.
Yeah. He needs to go through the cutoff distance.
Yeah. And he's got 34 dodge bypass right there, plus the, so there's 64. So you can get some good dodge bypass, no problem. And of course, there's always Sticky Sludge. I'm sorry, thank you. Yeah, Destroyer, Axe, and Executioner. So he's got the armor bypass where he can just put speed bracers on too. So this is a 3-axe guy as well. Interesting. Oh, he took expertise, but you could easily, okay, 1 speed. So yeah, that's probably what I, with so many damn axes. Oh man, these axe armor breakers. Cult's gonna kill all of us, guys.
Why? I think that's his brother.
Oh, he's got the Ripper. Oh man.
I think that's his brother.
So he's doubling down on the crit with Ripper, the Blade, and then Smasher. So, oh my god, these new guys are gonna wreck us all. If they don't desync. Attracting Lure, Web of Steel, Touch of Palsy's been changed by Paranoia to be useful. It's basically the cult version of Sister of Sigmar's. What is it? Righteous Fury. Insult, Armor Break, Armor Proficient, Knowledge Mordheim, Zinch Warding, Bull Charge. So he's just a big tanky dude. This guy has a big weapon. He wants to crit you. Wow, 30%. And then he does Vital Strike. He can do 50%. Adrenaline Rush, Insult, Frenzy, Lure, Resilient, Knowledge Mordheim, Fatality for 55%. And then Tracker. Give him some Boon of Chaos. Brother Luck, Stagger Blow, Insult. So here's another dodge. I've never seen so many dodge Dark Souls. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of Daredevil guys out there, right? Adrenaline Rush, Lure, Knowledge Mordheim, Avoid, Resilient, veteran. I mean, I used to feel good about my warband until I did these videos. Brother Faith, he has taunt. That's specifically for the sister. Literally, this guy, oh, I'm playing the maiden and sister. Brother Faith is coming. Sidestep, insult, adrenaline rush, jaw strike, knowledge Mordheim, resilient, veteran, and siege warding. Then we got Brother Pleasant, crippling shot, knee shot, hold ground, a buff, adrenaline rush, swift jump, quick reload, trick shooter, break defenses. So that goes with the other archer. Interesting, nicely done. Knowledge Mordheim. I mean, I gotta give you guys credit, man. These new guys have some really good builds. This was Rudolbolt last tournament. Rudolbert still has some really good builds too, though. So there is some stiff competition, and your names are on point, guys. I just want, not only are the builds good, but fun names. So I think I went over everybody. Can't wait to get my ass kicked by them. And we got Dig and Chris Cardiac left. Poor Dig and Chris. You know, the veterans coming in, trying to play. And then all these new guys, they're like super juiced up builds. They're just going to wreck us. Let's see what they got, though. Dig did quite well last year. I think he was in the Final Four with his Skaven Warband. So we've got the Full Metal Corset. Dig on point with his names as well. Lead, magnesium, steel, iron, nickel, brass, bronze, copper, tin, cobalt, titanium, and zinc. So, yeah, I hope to cast some of the games too, Pew Pew. So break down where maybe mistakes were made or good moves were made. So that's the fun of the tournaments, man. And then the AI just seems like absolute retards after you've done PvP. It just takes the game to the next level. Alright, welcome back to BoB Demonhunt, where we're looking at the Full Metal Corsets, Dig's Sisters Warband. Again, very strong competitors. I think Sisters and Cult are the favorites just because of their warbands in this style tournament. Just because they're just so strong. So Dig here, Final Four last BoB tournament. He knows the mod, so I expect quite a difficult team here. We've got Led, the Sigmarite Matriarch, his only leader. She's got Insult Mastery, Order Basic, Adrenaline Rush for 10 red pills, War Cry for more damage, Exhaustion to get around town, Knowledge of Mordheim. Interesting, only 6 movement though. Hardy, she is a tank. Oh my lord. Resilient, and then Battle Tongue with the Order. So not taking the Order Mastery, that only gives 15% more hit chance and more range. But you know there's only so much room in a build. But she is chunky for my team. Like these cult players have to be looking like 60%. Ain't shit. May as well be 0 armor, right? Like literally, it's like 0 armor to them. With all these axes and armor of weapons of destruction. Ugh. Sigmar's Might, Sigmar's Second Wind, Comets, Blasting of Athleticism, and just a basic healing circle. So again, there's only so much room in a build. I feel like he has a Tome of Magic, yeah. I don't know. I guess he didn't have room for study. Maybe he could have put it there and mastered the healing. I don't know. Anyway, that's Led. Oh, look at this, guys. Oh, it's happened. First of all, an Augur has made its first ever appearance. And it's a leader Augur. 62. I don't believe you. It's got to be more than that, right? Interesting. I guess he's probably missing some, yeah. Okay, let's look. Stimulus Mastery, Initiative, Sisters are slow. She's not. Order Mastery, War Cry again. Coordination. He really wants to get those sisters up to speed. Be like me. I wear cloth and I'm blind. Threaten. She's gonna have good melee range resistance because the perception test gives 20. It's free, so that'll be 70 right off the bat. If she gets in combat, it's 100%. Battle tongue for the order. Resilient. So if she does get hit, she doesn't melt. And then so he invested in serenity. So instead of awareness and shield specialist, the serenity is going to be what tries to ramp up her melee resistance. So that's what you're going to see. Crowley, I would expect to see her. Cult players, I would expect to see her. Okay. Fun build. That's cool to see. Let me tweak this. We got 2 smugglers again. Smugglers are very popular. Kudos paranoia. Black powder trap. Captain's order, more damage. Knee shot. So more initiative stuff. Adrenaline rush, 11. That awkward 11. Exhaustion basic. Resilient. Quick reload. Knowledge Mordheim hardy. And I think that's just free to move around. So pretty basic build. She buffs, shoots things. Is this another? What are we going to see here? Black powder trap. Again, captain's order. Daredevil. Defensive stance. So this is like a damn. Who had this build? Was it? It's the other sisters player. Was it Gold? I really liked his. Because it had Daredevil too, I think. Swift jump, resilient, knowledge of Mordheim, tight crew again. Very similar. Expert fencer. And this one has serenity. Okay, so that's where he's getting the rest of his melee resistance. So you might see this one and this one against the undead kind of bands. Yeah, I think it was Gold's. It'd be interesting to compare Diggs to Gold's. So, man, Mordheim is a new game. Then we've got Steel, the Sister Superior. It's fun to compare yourselves to your other players, Warband, right? See how they did things. 4 Sigmar, she starts with meditation to get, again, to catch up, do the 4 Sigmars. Adrenaline rush, she's frenzy, so she's going to want blue pills. Insult, she's very blue pill intensive, so. Veteran, Naja Mordheim to catch up with the girls. Hardy, she's a tank. Resilient, and then Absolute Faith. I don't know why Paranoia nerfed this. I'll just say it. I don't think it needed nerfed. No one's taking it now because I think it's too nerfed. What are they? I'll just hire somebody. The range, the Aegis and the Faith. No, Aegis and Sigmar are both 20%. Like those are way better. Only 10%. I don't know. So we've seen everyone take Aegis and Protection. That's the first Absolute Faith we've seen, so. I'll just say that while we're doing that. So I had to bring it up because I finally saw it for the first time. Titanium. The Purifier's got Frenzy. Interesting. Insult. Adrenaline Rush. There's that battle plan again to recharge the Maiden. Swift Jump. Veteran Mastery. Resilient. Knowledge Mordheim, and Athletic Export. That's free. There's the Athleticism, Sigmar's Might. There's the comment. Second Wind for the Maiden, and then another basic Healing Circle. And here's the Lady of the Hour. Iron. The Maiden. 725. I face this lady. She is a beast. She's got Frenzy and Daredevil. Insult, Ignore Pain, 65% armor. Adrenaline Rush, 5 attacks. Armor Proficient, of course. Hardy, Veteran to hit breakpoints. I get like weapon skill. And Resilient, because she's prone to crits. Sinful Speech she starts with. Sigmar's Might, that's self-cast as well. So she has a hint of crit. Athleticism, okay, that's self, so she can stack those, and Comet of Sigmar. Then we got 3 sisters. Insult, Adrenaline Rush, Web of Steel, Meditation, Staggering Blow, more initiative. mixed in. Mordheim, resilient, knowledge tactics for parry. And then resist corruption, because they do pick up stones with their repentance. So I think it's probably free, so he threw it in there. Okay, this one has the same passives. Mordheim, resilient, tactics, corruption, web of steel, insult, adrenaline rush, jaw strike, meditation. This one, frenzy, adrenaline rush, insult, daredevil. So an offensive henchman, staggering blow. Knowledge Mordheim, resilient, hardy, and resist corruption again. So that's cool. You can have this on the turn before and then still attack twice. So there's a niche for offensive henchmen. We haven't seen many in these. Then you got the novices. This is going to be melee, resist, dodge. So you got sidestep, adrenaline rush, stagger blow again, insult, righteous fury. We just talked about touch of palsy. Serenity, to try to get that up there. So she's going to go on to the evil imps and stuff. The undead. This is your undead. Everyone's countering you, Crowley. And Quist. And they're trying against the cult. Knowledge Mordheim, Resilience, and then Acrobatic. It's funny seeing these acrobatic. I think they're free. Adrenaline Rush, Sidestep, Insult, Jaw Strike, Stagger Blow, Mordheim, Resilient, Serenity. Yeah, that just tells me it's free. Acrobatic. Done. So there is Diggs Warband. Yeah. One more to go. I am toast after this. Alright, and welcome back to Mordheim BoB Demonhunt, where we have Chris Cardiac's Conservative Skavens. Chris coming, I don't think he was in the last BoB, so he came out of retirement for us here. Decided to go with a fatty wet white Boris, the Assassin Adept. So no Eshin Sorcerer leaders in this tournament. He's got Mastery Order, Mastery Warcry, Mastery Insult, Battle Plan Mastery, Guidance Mastery. He's got Battle Tongue Mastery, Knowledge of Mordheim, Tracker, and Commander. He's better at route tests. Yes. That's Skaven for you. Alright, so he's kind of leads from the back like a brave Skaven and buffs everyone up. Then we've got Oily Grove Oil. Oily Grove? Gove? Maybe this is someone from England, I don't know. Oily Grovel. The Eshin Sorcerer with these misleading claws. I see that 15 ballistic skill. Guidance Mastery. Numbing Poison. So, Pinning Shot. We saw these on MJD's build, so he wants to take your strategy pills. Quick Casting. So, we've seen that. This is the basic version. Entrenched, probably because it's free. Warp Resonance. Increases casting chance when you pick up those stones. Poison Expert to get those to stick. Quick Reload, because he's clearly has a ranged build. Arcane Study and Tracker. He wants to go fast, and before the Ogre. You've got Wither. Bless with Filth to do the poison stacking. Musk of Courage, because his rats are not brave. Sorcerer's Curse to strip your armor and dodge. And then Warp Mist to help with melee resistance. Is that a typo? 39? It's very random. I feel like that's either supposed to be 40 or 30. So, I think you just mistyped something. We'll let you off the hook, though. So that's his only Eshin sorcerer. This is the only Eshin sorcerer in the whole tournament. Is that what it is? Okay, I got you. It's kind of weird. That's the only Eshin sorcerer. Unpretty. I had a blast with my Black Skavens last tournament. I think this is a similar build. We got Daredevil, Black Hunger, Frenzy. That's exactly what my guy had. Insult. I had Adrenaline Rush though for 5 attacks. Perfect Killer, Knowledge Mordheim, Resilient, Hardy, and Hit and Run. I had like Weak Spot though. He was like he hit the shit out of things. So this one's gonna hit hard. Chris here trying to throw us off with the dagger and the white cloth. Come on, let's give him his real weapon. That's gonna hurt once it's daredeviled and frenzied, okay? This is a glass cannon Skaven version. Then he took the Lad's Got Talent version. This one can wear armor. Chris, look at you. Trying to mislead us all. We all know he's got heavy armor proficiency of some sort. Daredevil, Frenzy, Black Hunger, Guidance, Swift Jump. Lad's Got, see, armor proficient, hardy, resilient. This is like the tanky version of an attacking rat, so. Very good builds. We got the Poison Wind Globadier. He's got the Poison Globes, of course. Warp Poison. Now he's taking away offensive points. So this is the OP version. Strangling Globe, we talked about it. Very strong. This is all you need, too, I think, is basic. That's only 1 turn. It's not 2 turn. Infused Globe. That's for a little bit of healing. It is a bit much to do 150. It takes, like... Oh, he did have the accuracy, but I don't know if it's worth it for... It'll help a little bit. This was significantly nerfed, but it kind of needed it. It was pretty strong in vanilla. Quick Reload, Knowledge of Mordheim, 6 Sense, and Unstoppable. These look like I had free open spot kind of skills right here. Hancock's Half-Hour Cry. Who is that? Scratchy? Unpretty. Is this the Night Stunner? Grifter Genrix? Okay, interesting defensive stance. Here he is again trying to mislead us all. Just like a conservative. 88%. Look at you, Chris. I think it's all part of his thing. He's next level like that. He's got Taunt for the Maiden. Warp Poison, Guidance, Threaten. So he can stack basic with Mastery. Shield Specialist, Awareness, Veteran, and Anticipation. So if he does get hit on his little pathetic 0 armor, he'll start stacking some melee resistance. So also known as probably try to shoot him. So there's the heroes. Here is the man of the hour, Rishi Rashi Ogre, Roger, the Rat Ogre. We've got Frenzy Mastery, Black Hunger Mastery, Basic Daredevil. I kind of like that choice again. I think Basic's pretty viable now. Vital Strike, oof. That's 82. Insult, Hardy Mastery, Silent Death is where he's getting that. And then Deep Wounds when he crits you, and then Knowledge of Mordheim. He gets 8 blue pills. Why does he have 10? What am I missing here? Why does he have 10? OP. You're only supposed to get +1 strategy points. Is it an injury? Wait, did you go get a... You... Chris. I knew I should have said no injured units. You naughty boy. I guess that's fine. He's taking stupidity test anyway. So he replaced the strategy point that you gain. Alright, so he basically took... I see what you did here. We took the stupidity strategy point and then got him concussed, which basically turned it into a OP. Whatever. It's fine. It just means he doesn't have to use Adrenaline Rush. Surprised he didn't take Mastery Adrenaline Rush, then. Is what it is. You know, Skaven need all the help they can get. Rab, where was I? Where was I? Rabe, where was I? Chris has the weirdest names every tournament. Guidance, battle plan basic, defensive stance. Again, trying to mislead us here. Exhaustion, feint, shield specialist, awareness, vigilance, and hit and run. So he's a melee resist Verminkin. Then we got eye test. Guidance, battle plan, exhaustion. He's stacking the poisons, numbing poison, scout's advice, give us range resistance, which he is weak at, so he's tried to cover that. Quick reload, so he's actually kind of range. He's a hybrid, just like my guy. Hit and run, quick draw, so that tells you he's a hybrid, and swarm. So that's cool. And then you got buy T. Guidance, battle plan, insult, meditation, taunt, hardy, resilient, knowledge Mordheim, 6th sense. I'm not really sure what he does. He exists. Chris. he did this on purpose, I'm sure, because of his warband name. Smakey, web of steel, insult, intimidate, staggering blow, armor proficient, knowledge Mordheim, hardy, resilient, like very clearly a heavy armored melee unit. So Smakey is heavily armored, and Zookeeper, he's stacking again the poisons, warp and numbing, stimulus, scout's advice, sidestep. So this one's maybe a dodge build. Quick reload. He's a hybrid again. 6th sense, break defenses, and quick draw.
Oh my god. That guy is huge.
Yep. And this is another Brown team brought to you by Chris Cardiac. So we just finished Sassy. Yep.
Where did he go?
So I am going to go take a hot shower now. But now everybody can start planning. I will put both of these on YouTube, and I'll try to pull out the individual war bands at some point maybe, but for now you'll have to reference back to this full video, try to find the teams you want to find. So I apologize, I'm exhausted from this, but good luck, have fun.